Hello World Wide Web, I'm Decker Shadow, the internet personality with the best hair, and welcome back to...
The Summer of Arnold Schwarzenegger!
And as we've already covered the other James Cameron Schwarzenegger flicks, why not complete the ensemble with True Lies? Which is a quasi-remake of a French film nobody ever heard of, La Totale. Both movies' hook is that there is your usual, boring, unimportant marriage, but what's this? It turns out the husband has been lying to the wife for years, and he is in fact a secret agent. Obviously she finds out at some point, all of Western civilization hangs in the balance, and hilarity ensues. And legend has it, Cameron actually sourced out the comedy for this originally, but after the script came back and he was so disappointed with it, he nuked it from orbit, only keeping 2 of the jokes that were originally in there. So this is comedy, but not cheesy tongue-in-cheek silliness. Arnold Schwarzenegger stars as Harry Tasker, a spy who is damn good at his job and takes it super seriously. His wife Helen, however, played by Jamie Lee Curtis, thinks he's a salesman and is bored to tears when he takes his sales job super seriously. Of course, this is a recipe for potential infidelity, which runs into even more trouble when a bunch of terrorists show up to wipe out the infidels. They gotta deal with Schwarzenegger, and well, that hasn't worked out yet. So let's take a look at True Lies and see how well it's held up over the years. Our story opens in Switzerland, and... Man, the resolution is shit. Not a problem with the movie, really, but the medium, but this isn't available on Blu-ray. The DVD quality, though, isn't even very good at itself. It's only 640 by 276. It's barely better than a 3DS. So let's regrettably accept that the visuals are regurgitated menudo and pay attention to the events. Specifically, a diver cutting through the underwater fence to slip ever closer to the building. Stabbing his way to the surface, we see it's our lead badass, Arnold Schwarzenegger, who is getting ready to join the festivities by calling into his man in the van, Albert Gibson, played by Tom Arnold.
Right on time.
That is funny. Usually everything always fucks up at the beginning of a movie. He's just one part of a duo of van-bound helpers, with Fasil, played by Grant Heslov. They work together over radio communication to allow him to slip past the guards' easily avoided patrols and find his way into the building. All this just to sneak away upstairs and find a computer with some very important files on it that he may transmit with the super spy technology of a wireless modem and remote desktop powers.
It's a good hookup. These are encrypted files, guys. It's gonna take me just a few minutes.
But damn it all, we forgot to download WinRAR before the mission. Now he just needs to slip away. However, he runs into the Hollywood hottie herself, Tia Carrere, playing the role of Juno Skinner. It's not every day you get a chance to dance with Cassandra Wong, so Schwarzenegger doesn't let this opportunity pass him up.
30 seconds count, buddy. Ditch the bitch.
Tap it and decap it. I repeat, tap it and decap it! The dance satisfied Juno so much she gives Harry her card before he leaves, trying to avoid the security on the way out, but they are a little insistent.
May I see your invitation, please?
Sure. Here's my invitation.
Oh, so you came with a Bay party. All right then. Not waiting until he left before blowing up half the place naturally results in an action scene. The bad guys pull out everything. Guns, snowmobiles, guard dogs.
Stay.
Of which they only had 2. Now, for all I know, they weren't actually guard dogs and he just coconutted the family pets. But they're okay. See? The rest of these guys, though? Well, they're just nameless goons, so fuck them, kill them all! Using the masterful strategy of shoot everyone who follows him, Harry Tasker slips away and returns home to his loving family, including his daughter Dana, played by Eliza Dushku, and his wife Helen, played by Jamie Lee Curtis.
How'd it go at the convention? Did you make all the other salesmen jealous?
Oh, it was fantastic. You wouldn't believe it. You should have been there. We were the big hit of the show.
I don't mean to brag, but I'm pretty sure I killed about 12 people on the way out. Oh wait, that wasn't in code, was it? But what's a spy movie without some spiffy new gadget for the hero to try out? With that in mind, Gibson plants a little camera which wirelessly feeds into a pair of sunglasses, revealing that Dana is stealing his money. Not that these super spies can do much about it anyway. Besides, you have to go to work so that Schwarzenegger can get his ass chewed out by his boss, Spencer Trilby, played by Charlton Heston.
Sweet Jesus, Harry, you surely screwed the pooch last night, didn't you?
No, I coconutted. That's where you bash the heads together. Diet Nick Fury isn't too happy that the action scene broke out. They're spies. People aren't supposed to notice them, and that's kinda hard when the body count rises. Furthermore, the traces of money going to this island or that island is hardly substantial proof of terroristic intentions.
Do you have any hard data?
Well, nothing that you would call rock hard.
Actually, it's pretty limp, sir.
Then perhaps you better get some.
And if you link me to another fucking Wikipedia article, I swear to God! So they're off to work. However, they may already have a lead. It seems the main suspected potential terrorist they're looking at has made several substantial payments to Juno, and as luck would have it, the woman has had a base of operations this side of the pond as well, in this very city. So Schwarzenegger heads out to see what's going on over there, finding nothing but a whole ass ton of Persian artifacts. No Jinn, disappointingly enough. Still, they have a tap on their phone and have intercepted some strange calls already. However, one of the men would like to have a word with Juno.
Sharmuta! Stupid, undisciplined bitch!
It's a good thing you're paying me a lot of money.
Are you talking to him or James Cameron? She's talking to the big bad terrorist of this tale, Salim Abu Aziz, played by Art Malik. He's not just rich, but smart, as he knows well that Schwarzenegger must be a spy, and the phones are surely tapped. This leads to Harry being tailed by them, and knowing that this is potentially the best lead they have, he lets them follow, drawing them to a well-populated, surrounded by civilians. Well, maybe it's not the safest place to lure them, but at least he gets to put his spy glasses to work. And he is damn lucky that there's no latency. It's always annoying when you get killed by lag. One of the baddies is killed rather early in the struggle, but don't worry, they can still get some information out of the other guy. Or not, but the fellow with the AK seems pretty outgoing. Unfortunately, Salim is far more interested in silencing Schwarzenegger than coming in for questioning, which results in a shootout and a chase. One easily procured motorcycle later, and Salim is covering far more ground than our hero. So...
Sorry.
what is it with this man and stealing horses to pursue motor vehicles? It does make things just that much more interesting, I guess. After all, if it weren't for that horse, we might be bored as the two men chase each other through a fucking Marriott hotel in a pursuit that goes all the way up to the roof before Salim throws himself off the roof. And onto another roof with a pool, because fuck the laws of physics. With that in mind. Well, what did you expect, Schwarzenegger? This is 20th Century Fox, not TriStar.
And what the hell were you thinking? I mean, I had the guy, and you let him get away. Look at me when I talk to you.
Hey, sorry, man. I thought you were gonna do the Mario and make the jump while I'm busy painting the cars below. On the plus side, this has given them enough information to know the man has a face and link that face to various atrocities committed throughout the world, as Salim has formed his own group of terrorists, the Crimson Jihad.
Yeah, I guess he thought the other terrorist groups were a little too warm and fuzzy for his taste.
They call him the Sand Spider.
Why?
Probably because it sounds scary.
Though people did react with unease when he was known as the Ferocious Furby. But without knowing where he is, that still leaves them in the dark. No bother, Harry is busy anyway. Having stayed out all night chasing terrorists, he wants to surprise his wife at work so they can get lunch together. However...
Helen, it's your mystery man on too.
Simon? Oh my god.
she's chatting on the phone with an unknown penis bearer. How scandalous! Simon says something about meeting him at the usual place, and then before you know it, off she goes. Also, Gibson is less than helpful when it comes to calming Harry down after this.
Welcome to the club, man.
Yeah, no more I gotta go home to my wife shit. It's late nights at the pub from here on out. Whoa! No surprise, Gibson has also been divorced.
I come home one day and the house is completely empty. And I mean completely empty. She even took the ice cube trays out of the freezer. What kind of a sick bitch takes the ice cube trays?
And yes, that was a reference to Tom Arnold's actual divorce from Roseanne Barr. That sick bitch took the ice cube trays. That night at dinner, things are a lot less jovial between the taskers. Not saying there's no humor here, just this is starting to slip into dark comedy territory. Even the following day, when Gibson is trying to tell Harry about all the stuff that they've done to work on the case, he's still stuck on Simon.
Put a tap on her phone.
What are you talking about? I already did that.
Talking about Helen's. Put a tap on her office line and the line at my house. Do it now.
Just a question, why isn't it already bugged just to make sure you're not trying to pull some wicked double agent shit? After learning through the tap that his wife plans to meet this Simon character tomorrow for lunch, he secretly swipes her purse so that Gibson may outfit it with all those high-tech spy tracking gizmos. Through this, they find her lunch date is in Chinatown, but we see that romance might not be the goal here, considering Simon is a super secret special agent man.
Things are a bit hot right now. If I get a signal, I may have to leave suddenly.
Played by Bill Paxton, now sporting a badass mustache. Obviously, it doesn't take long for two actual spies to figure out in this spy versus spy routine that Paxton Spy is sporting a silenced Nerf gun, especially since he goes over all his exploits in the paper, citing things that we all know Harry was doing in an earlier scene.
The training shapes you into a lethal instrument. You react in a microsecond without thinking.
I'm starting to like this guy. Oh, we still got to kill him. I mean, that's a given.
But we should think about doing it slowly. I want to hear what he says. When they find out that on top of all of this, the man is a goddamn used car salesman, that gives Harry an idea of how he can get close to him, pose as a man interested in one of his cars, and let him run his mouth trying to be friends so he can make the sale. Simon here probably wouldn't last a day as a spy, considering he spills all the details about how he seduces women with a bunk story about his adventurous lifestyle, before bragging about how he's been working on this bored housewife, and she is fucking hot!
Oh, God, she's got the most incredible body and a pair of titties make you want to stand up and beg for buttermilk. Ass like a 10-year-old boy.
Yeah, who exactly says ass like a 10-year-old boy? Like, 10-year-old boy ass. Man, I'd fuck that. Unfortunately, Schwarzenegger was only fantasizing about breaking Creepo McFiddlyfinger's face, and they returned to the car lot with him saying he'll sleep on the sale. However, it looks like he's not going to be doing much sleeping after the next transcript from the phone tap reveals that Simon is planning to take his relationship with Helen to the next level. Fortunately, though, Harry has no problem getting quite a lot of his coworkers to help him tail this guy, who promptly uses his fake spy in hiding story to convince Helen to duck down out of sight.
Oh yeah, she's got her head in the guy's lap all right. Yahoo!
Maybe she's sleepy.
Yeah, or maybe the liar's pants actually did catch fire and she's trying to put it out with her tongue. He takes her over to his shitty trailer, I mean secret safe house, because his penthouse is just too hot right now, and lays on the bullshit. Seems he has to go to Paris for his next operation, and traveling alone will give him away too easily. Thus, he needs her to come with and pose as his wife.
In order to pull this cover story off, we have to look like two people who are completely intimate with each other.
At your age, I'd advise something a little more Peg and Al. Also, for being a highly trained super spy, Simon here is shit at understanding the situation he's in, and still manages to get nowhere with Helen. Then Harry and the hardasses bust the doors in and snatch the two, stuffing them in the back of a van. Don't worry, he's not going to hurt his wife, just toss her into a tiny cell so that he and Gibson can aggressively interrogate her, while playing up the idea that Simon was a terrorist.
What are you doing with the international terrorist Carlos the Jackal taking dictation?
How long have you been a member of his faction?
I don't know anything about a faction.
I do. Red Faction, Risk Faction, Guild Wars factions. It's not as prolific as Tycoon, but it's out there. This interrogation is one part fucking with her head and telling her that she's in so much trouble for working with a terrorist, as well as Harry trying to find out whether or not she was in fact boning Simon. You know, as long as he can stop Gibson from interrupting him. Eventually, he's satisfied with her saying she never slept with Simon and in fact loves her husband, but he's not done yet. Instead, he offers her a choice. She can be forgiven of her crimes if she does one little job for them, or she can go to federal pound-me-in-the-ass prison forever and fuck up everything she's ever loved, work and family in ruins, and all that jazz.
Your life will be destroyed.
Oh, gee, Let me think.
Well, it does mean you wouldn't have to go to that meeting on Tuesday. Obviously, she accepts and learns her contact is Boris, and her code name will be Doris. And that's all well and good, but what about Simon? Well, they're still playing on the angle that he's a terrorist, but his interrogation is a lot less happy, friendly, have a seat, and more pants-shitting terrifying.
I'm not a terrorist. I'm actually a complete coward. If I ever saw a gun, I'd, oh, God, oh, please don't kill me.
And whatever you do, don't think about the whole ass like a 10-year-old boy thing. Things get dark pretty fast when you got Paxton's brains raining down below. Fortunately, they just fuck with him for a while before letting him go. Still terrified for his life, but alive and not enthused to try anything else with Helen. After all, that's Harry's job, as innocent dinner conversation about that car trouble she had last night is interrupted by a call from her mysterious employer.
In exactly 1 hour, go to the Hotel Marquis.
Pick up an envelope marked Doris at the front desk and dress sexy.
Yeah, you know, clothes, don't use them. Or this frilly thing that looks like she's about to break out in an emo samba routine, but at least after she gets her package and further instructions that she's supposed to be portraying a prostitute, she rips the superfluous fluff off her outfit, revealing a classic little black dress. A little work on her hair and makeup, and boom! We got our makeover without all those unnecessary montages. Now she has to get inside and bug the phone of her mysterious client.
My name is Michelle. Carla thought you'd like me.
Let me do the talking.
Man, you gotta be really damn sure about how this conversation is gonna go if you're going in there with a cassette player instead of a soundboard. As if to prove the point right away, after Secret Schwarzenegger gets her to remove her dress...
Now slide your nylons off, one by one.
I'm not wearing any.
That's good.
Now put your thigh-high boots back on. They're shoes, I never took them off. Yes, like that. Slowly. This gives the well-remembered sexy dance of Jamie Lee Curtis. So memorable, while people fap to it, they also have all kinds of stories to tell, like how Helen was supposedly originally scripted to be naked in this scene, or Schwarzenegger assuring his wife that he hated every minute of watching Jamie Lee Curtis gyrate in front of him. No matter the case, it all comes to this.
Now lie on the bed and close your eyes.
I thought you only liked to watch.
Sure do. I fuck with my eyes open. This surprise sex doesn't go very well, considering Helen just beats her husband over the head with a phone, and before anyone knows what's going on, the place is really raided for real by the real terrorists, who really capture Helen and Harry, throwing them in the back of their real van. Oh, I suppose Harry's van was real too. But the point is, Juno, working with Salim, tracked Harry down and kidnapped him, and kidnapped his wife to boot, just because she's there. She is being awfully loud and obnoxious, though.
Something before takeoff.
Ow! That hurt, you...
I gotta remember that trick next time I piss off my fiancé. After knocking Schwarzenegger out to boot, they awaken on an island to find out just why Salim is so damn interested in Juno's ancient Persian artifacts.
They're absolutely priceless. Pity.
Yalla, yalla.
There's a free prize inside! Nuclear warheads! God damn, Persia was way ahead of the times. But what in the hell do they need Harry for? Well, as he's a spy, they figure his word in their threatening video is all they need to ensure that the US government takes them seriously. Of course, this is also the point where Helen learns the truth that Harry is in fact a spy and has been lying to her for years, but marriage counseling can wait. They have that video to record.
The oppressed have been given a mighty sword with which to strike back at their enemies. Unless you, America, pulls all military forces out of the Persian Gulf area.
It's just too bad, though. Got millions of dollars on dozens of islands and just fought 4 brand spanking new nuclear warheads from Persia, but a pack of double A's, budget just can't cover it. Also, upon finding the big obvious spy tech tracking beacon in Helen's purse, it's time to move on from found footage films to other forms of torture. But why rely on only pain to extract her information when you can pull out the good old-fashioned truth serum as well?
Are we gonna die?
Yep.
I'd say it's working.
Well, eventually, yes, but I've yet to find the comedy that says, hey, we just killed the 2 main characters. Isn't that funny? Oh, wait, that was Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, wasn't it? But in the time they left Harry, waiting for the truth serum to kick in, wouldn't you know it, he picked his handcuffs. And despite seeming rather disoriented, he's perfectly capable of pulling out all kinds of maneuvers to take these guys out. The training turns you into a lethal instrument and you react in a microsecond without thinking. With that training, he's able to clear the way and free Helen from her confines. Of course, they're a bit too late to stop the bad guys from arming one of the warheads to detonate in 90 minutes, and then encasing it in concrete. Which would still be plenty soft in 90 minutes and wouldn't logically stop anyone from digging through it and being able to disarm the nuke, but fuck it, the point is, Harry has to take them out. As good at that as he is, naturally it comes to a point where he needs his wife to take the second controller and offer backup. But then... Of course, as everyone hopefully already knows, guns don't do that. They have these things called drop safeties. They don't just go off when you drop them and bump into any kind of thing, let alone keep going off as they slinky down the stairs. This is a movie, though, so fuck it. Not only does it fire, but it fires more rounds than the magazine contains and manages to somehow shoot every last bad guy in the building, but leave her and her husband relatively unscathed. Of course, the fight isn't over yet, and Harry uses a tanker of fuel as a makeshift motherfucking flamethrower on the baddies. Unfortunately, Salim has a rocket launcher, blowing up the truck and leaving them to believe that Harry died in the explosion, because bad guys are stupid like that. With that in mind, Juno gets bit-slapped. But, of course...
We may need the hostage.
We've got 3 nukes on us, one set to go off soon, and the US of fucking A at gunpoint, but surely someone out there is gonna give a damn about Susie Homemaker over here. Of course, Harry didn't die, and is quickly picked up by the agency. It helps they knew where he was because of the last location shown on Helen's tracking beacon. With Harry's help, they can evacuate the area around the bomb within the 90 minutes they have, instead of just digging it up, but fuck it, Acme Quick dry to cement, I don't know. The point is the island the bad guys were on was in the Florida Keys, and they got a great big convoy trucking nukes to the mainland. Well, that's nothing a few missiles can't stop. The issue here comes with the fact that, gee, their one and only hostage, Helen, is now in an out-of-control vehicle heading straight for the broken bridge. And there's all sorts of legends about this shot too. Was it Jamie Lee Curtis? Was it a body double? Did she insist on doing it? Did she only begrudgingly agree after James Cameron said that he would be leaning out of the helicopter as well to film her doing it? And I like to err on the side of, if it sounds like a really good story, that's probably exactly what it is. This isn't the end, though, as Salim has slipped away and somehow, through all the stuff in the purse, found out where Harry lived and that he had a daughter. Thus, with one warhead left in the city and the spy's kit in hand, he plans to continue threatening the free world.
With one turn of that key, 2 million of your people will die instantly.
What key?
That key!
Damn it! Hold on. Will somebody call a locksmith? No surprises here, Dana stole the key while Salim wasn't looking. However, when everyone was looking, Harry commandeered a Harrier jet, and thanks to it being a VTOL, is able to hover around the high-rises where his daughter is being held, and kill the ever-loving fuck out of the bad guys. Rescuing Dana is a bit trickier, even taking into consideration that with real-world physics in play, she'd be sucked into one of the engines and Harry'd have a lot of explaining to do when he gets home. The bad thing movie-wise is Salim has also leapt upon the Harrier, and just can't stop trying to hijack shit.
You're fired.
Which wouldn't really work that way because laws of physics, but when has that ever mattered in Hollywood movies? Therefore, happy ending! Harry saves Dana. And also the city, a few million people. Guess we should be happy about that. But also, not only is their marriage saved, but it seems that Helen was a natural for the more exciting life she was looking for, working by Harry's side. Someone also seems to still be a bit of a thrill seeker.
If it gets rough, just stay low until it's over, and I'll contact you later. Maybe you should give me your tell.
So, we meet again, Carlos.
Just not the thrill of combat, or the other thrills.
Honey, I'm just gonna do him right here, okay?
Whoa there, honey. There are laws against that kind of thing. Just kill him, okay? And the story comes to a close with Paxton pissing himself, the happy couple waltzing through another mission, and Gibson still stuck in the van. The end. If you want to where are they now on the bad guys, check the local morgue. Anyway, that was True Lies, and even though the DVD transfer looked like curdled phlegm, it still managed to hold up. Action comedies can suffer the same issues that horror comedies do, that being they don't balance the two genres and either lean more towards a comedy with guns or a decent action movie that won't stop making shitty jokes. True Lies does what it does well because not only is the action explosive and exciting, but the humor knows when to be outrageous and when to be subtle. This makes the casting of Arnold Schwarzenegger and Bill Paxton genius, as both men are experienced action movie stars who have had their share of comedic lines in the past. Admittedly, Paxton is presented with much more straightforward comedy and little action he participates in, but he does the job very well. Had his role been reversed with Schwarzenegger, for instance, the scenes would likely have been considerably more awkward to look at. Most of the supporting cast was also very well done, and the only thing I guess I can nitpick is that the villains were pretty run-of-the-mill, boring and forgettable. Juno was somewhat interesting, but had the most basic motivations, money, and played second fiddle to Salim. The big bad guy was the big bad guy. He was big, and bad, and died. Okay. Fortunately, the movie as a whole is entertaining enough that I really didn't mind that. I wasn't waiting for the deep interwoven plot to wow me with surprise. I was having too much fun enjoying the gunfire explosions and the humor that was not just a barrage of one-liners. One-liners are great and all, and we get a few, but that's not the be-all end-all of comedy and action movies. Overall, True Lies is a ton of fun, and the few issues I have with it don't manage to bring it down from 5 awkward, sexy spy dance scenes out of 5. The quality of the DVD, though, I mean, seriously, why has this never come out on Blu-ray? Shit, at this point, just give it a 4K release, something. Don't leave us with a fucking VHS quality DVD of this movie. Thank you all for watching. I've been Decker Shadow. And remember, never describe a hot babe as having an ass like a 10-year-old boy. That's not a joke, just don't fucking do it! damn it all, we forgot to download Rin. But damn it all, we forgot to download Rin. But damn it all, we forgot to down. But damn it all, we forgot to down. Blah. I'm hurting my leg.